Hey, it's me again. Um, yeah, basically, what I think about a lot is how I was before I got sick. Um, I'm constantly kind of like running to get back to where I was. And I know that that's not healthy because, you know, uh, it is true that I'm like everyone else, changing every day. I'm not the same person I was maybe like a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, depending who I'm interacting with. So I'm constantly like receiving information, and I'm constantly learning from that information. So constantly changing my point of view, my behavior, so on and so forth. So whatever I learn from receiving, what I like, when I've heard someone say something, I take it in and immediately change my behaviors. So, much like everyone does in this whole world, I'm guessing, I don't think the whole world, but yeah, I'd say the whole world, but a lot of people, they don't know that they're doing it. It's like all unconsciously. For me, after getting sick, like everything's magnified. So you pay super, 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 super attention on your thoughts. What I did before, what I'm doing now. Not so much. The future looks very bleak to me, like all the time. I'm really trying to fight against it. Looking at the light, or the silver lining per se. Looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. It's really tiring. Your mind is constantly like active, 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 active. There was a time where I was kind of like blaming people for all my failures. Then I realized, just like everyone else, it's not the color of their hair, color of their eyes, color of their skin. And it's not 100%. It's actually just one person. So if you're gonna blame somebody, it's just blame that one person. I was like grouping the world into that whole like distrust that I had past history. And it isn't the world's fault, like 100% of the world's fault. No, not even 1% of the world's fault. It's just that one person. So I don't know how much that translates to, but it's not 1% for sure. It's like 0.0000000, and it's multiple zeros even before that one. So, yeah, I mean, it's just coming to the understanding, and it isn't even coming to the understanding. It's just reminding myself, yourself, like, again, like gathering that information again, what I once had, and bringing that back in. Like, it's just pretty much relearning everything. It's like everything common sense that I had, that everyone, that the world has, it's just kind of like pops, like it's gone. So yeah, it's just like taking the time and effort to relearn what I had learned before I got sick, even in the working world. Like, just kind of like common sense that, zero can be like the population, or the whole world of 100%. Put into that one look, that one like male, female, what have you, like group of individuals. It's like removing that, because I don't know if you're gonna understand what I'm about to say, but look, the same type of people that I'm grouping my hate into, based on the one person who burnt me, and saying, oh, 100% of the population is the same way, is wrong, because 100% of the population isn't the same way. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have like the Civil War where they freed the people. Like, we wouldn't have groups that save people, you know. And it takes groups from particular countries, religion, faith, looks, you know, I think I might have said ethnicities, that do good things. And the part about getting burnt and then turning it into hate is that a lot of the time people wrongfully group the whole population into that and start hating those individuals. And that's not the case. It's just one person. So if anyone's gonna really let go of something, is let go of that one person and free the whole population that you're grouping the hate into. So that it was pretty much what I had to go through a lot, kind of retracing and relearning. And again, it's not conditioning, it's just getting the common sense back. What I used to have blended with what I know now, and being like a better person, being a better version of myself. So instead of running obsessively to who I used to be, I mean, I'm not going to be that person again. I'm just going to be a more improved person, and a better version of myself. So that's pretty much where these videos are coming from, the angle and the direction that I'm taking it into. A lot of these conversations I have with a helping hand, like a doctor or psychiatrist, they really help a lot. You wouldn't think so, because you're like, oh, they just prescribe medications. But if you're not talking with the words like how I'm doing right now, it's kind of hard for someone to help, you know. You're not hopeless. It's just get out of makes sense, not make sense. I mean, sometimes the sense that we make is like, it's literally, it's disheveled. That's what it is. A lot of the thoughts are disheveled and misplaced. So as much as people are misunderstanding you or me, we're misunderstanding them. And that's wrong. So if we don't want to be misunderstood, then stop misunderstanding people. Because there's a lot of helpful people. And then killing off those helpful people, like, what the fudge? You're, like, pretty much you're creating the world that you're living in your head. So you don't want to do that. Good people, I mean, they're good. Keep them here, kind of thing. Like, just instead of, you know, grouping the good people into the bad group in your head based on one person's action. I mean, it's just let it, like, just leave, like, just stop doing that. That's it, plain as day. So some of the hurdles I'm facing, it's like really kind to really trying to remove the hate that's been that I've created in my head. And when I say created, it's like I put a little bucket, and then I put a lot of stupid things inside there. So I'm just taking them all out now, because, you know, like, good people, certain people are not they didn't do anything wrong to be put in that bucket. Let's just put it that way. Just those ideas are wrong, so just stop it. Just stop it. Majority of people are really good people, nice people, and when you have a point of view that way, then again, it's zero. Those people are zero going to help you. You got to help yourself. So I know when I got sick, in my mind, And a lot of my reactions, like my words and stuff, I'd be trying my best to say, please help me, to get me out of my own head. And until I could do that, people were just kind of looking at me as this negative person, you know, just reacting to people, yelling at people, when all I was really, like, it wasn't yelling, it was just pointing fingers at people that like burned me. That's pretty much what I was doing. So I'm not saying like yelling is a good thing and just be like sympathetic to everybody that yells. Given given what had happened and the injustice that I faced, I literally wanted someone to help me get me out of my own headspace, especially with, like, you know, trying to find justice for what happened at work, justice for what happened in my relationship, you know, the court of law. And I didn't do anything bad, like, you know. It was just the whole, some of the lawyers burning me based on stupid things. I don't know. Anyhow, even my lawyers misunderstood me, but yeah, it's funny when you try to, you know, point out the people who are committing injustice. It's funny how the finger gets pointed back at you as the annoying one. That's pretty much it. So anyhow, a lot at night, a lot of the times at night, I would go through the thinking and try and stop myself from, and practice, is stopping myself. Again, like I had mentioned before, grouping people into a little bucket. It's just one person. So yeah, it's been a lot of practice, and it's not to say that I'm fully recovered, but I think I've realized a lot of stuff. You know, I'm not saying that the hurdles are over. There's still a lot of hurdles. Finding a relationship to talk about these things isn't the answer either. It's definitely speaking with a qualified person, because even relationships, friendships, I mean, a lot of people, they have their own to-dos in their head. You know, you can't put your life in for one person or two people or three people to kind of like solve, because they all have their to-dos, and it gets overwhelming, because I know when I keep myself busy now, it's, you know, I'll forget a couple of things that people have asked or said to me, because I have my own to-dos. So now I can understand and really yeah, like zero hate on the people that are not listening to me. I mean, I made videos right now based on what I was, oh, there was a little blur there. Anyhow, I'm here again. So yeah, it was just coming to terms with a lot of the kind of moment I was having in my head. So anyhow, I forgot what I was saying before, and it happens a lot. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep talking about the current stuff. So yeah, based on the videos that I made, it's just what I was going through at the time, how I felt. It's not necessarily what was actually happening. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that, because it was actually happening. The hate part, the turmoil that I was facing, you know, I found my own solutions that are productive, meaning they're safe, 0 people get hurt, and It's more like a self kind of self-growing experience, like just understanding things and just letting things go. Making sure that I'm getting to know me, loving me, only me, not looking for love in another person to fix me. There's nothing to really fix. It's just somewhere along the way, I started putting myself into someone else, and then thinking that that someone else was feeling that part of me, but technically I was giving myself, that part of myself, to the person, and hence I lost that other half. I don't know if you'll understand what I'm saying, but I will maybe continue at a later time. Anyhow, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Oh, this way.
Subscribe.